What is up, coordinators and naturals? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are diving back into Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Astray R, going back to CE71. Last time, we finally learned about the graveyard, and Unno, and the creation of the Gerbera Strait. We didn't outright say it last time, but this artwork is JoJoing so hard. In this episode, we will see Kenneth play around with Lo and the Junk Guild. Also, more pirates show up and try to take Lo's red frame. So let's get into this. After training with Master Unno, the Junk Guild leaves the graveyard, but before leaving they decide to go scavenging around the debris sea. Liam, Lo, and Kisato are all bickering to one another when they see a glimmer of light appear in the distance. It is Junius 7. The colony that once housed 250,000 coordinators are no more. Seeing this sours everyone's mood, and they suddenly don't like pillaging the remains of the dead. I mean, they stripped the remains of Heliopolis to pieces, but Junius 7 turned you off? I don't understand your culture, Cosmic Era. Lo looks at the rubble and doesn't understand why one would want to destroy things. He says he hates this place. They look over to see another light. It is a battle. A team of TS MA2 Mobiuses. Mobii? The mobile armors are attacking a plant civilian ship. The crew is struggling. If they take one more hit, they will be sitting ducks. They must prepare the escape vessel for their passenger, Lacus Klein, daughter of the current chairman, Siegel Klein. Lo sends out a message to the Alliance to stop. Kisato heads back to the home. Somewhere else, Kenneth Lucchini is meeting with a pirate named Elisa Azana. Kenneth is an informant that pushes information. He tells Elisa that they gave information to the Alliance and informed them that his aft crew was posing as a plant civilian ship. He did this because he wanted to see what the Junk Guild's reaction would be. He informs Elisa of the situation regarding the Astrays. Orb and Heliopolis was hired to make mobile suits for the Alliance. Orb steals Alliance data. Orb makes their own mobile suits behind the Alliance's back. These are the Astrays. Back with the Junk Guild, Lo begins attacking the mobile armors. Lacus Klein ejects in an escape pod. The mobile armors flee. Lo goes in to check the ship for survivors. One mobile suit comes in and attacks Lo in the red frame and shoots a missile towards Liam. These are the Ginn Fuego and the Ginn Tempester. The ZGMF-1017 Ginn Tempester is a custom variation of the Ginn with greater mobility for space. It has additional vernier thrusters, but this thing is a battery drainer. This unit works in tandem with the long-ranged Ginn Fuego, while this unit does mid-range shooting and uses its speed to distract. It has a heavy polearm, a 76mm heavy assault machine gun, which is standard for Ginn, and a knife. The ZGMF-1017 Ginn Fuego is another custom Ginn developed for heavy assault. This Ginn is very custom. It doesn't have legs, and its arms were removed for smaller shield arms. It resembles a hover tank more so than anything else. The main weapons has a 16-tube missile launcher. Fuego also has a handgun and a shield. This is Otark and Elisa. They tell them that they are pirates and that they are here to steal the red frame. They have been through this dance before. In fact, Liam notes that this happened already in the graveyard and that someone might be leaking information about them. Liam in the Chimera falls back while Lo handles the two. But Tempester takes off with insane agility. He comes in fast and tries to attack the red frame. Lo dodges, but 8 tells him that he is out of power. He heads to Liam and changes his current battery pack, but it isn't really that much. He goes in and attacks Tempester by throwing his beam blade, which catches Elisa off guard. Otark is also running out of energy. He goes and resupplies. Lo and Liam traces the mobile suits and are able to recognize Fuego's movements in the debris. The red frame throws a flash grenade. It distracts Fuego and Lo is able to go in and take the energy pack. He goes in and destroys Fuego. This upsets Elisa and she rushes Lo. He takes out the Gerbera Strait and slices her Tempester in two. After the battle, the Junk Guild goes in and inspects the ship, but it appears no one is no longer on it. They hope that they all escaped safely. Meanwhile, Kenneth comes in and picks up Elisa, who is still alive. He is surprised that they were able to take out her mobile suit. During our Gundam Seed coverage, we saw Blitz Gundam and the Le Creuset team destroy the Umbrella of Artemis. This technology would later be integrated into Hyperion Gundam. While the Umbrella was being repaired, a group of pirates captured the fortress and repaired the shield themselves, making it their base. A negotiator comes into Artemis. This is Guy and his Guy's Ginn. I don't know when we will get our hands on a Stray B, so let's dive into Guy's Ginn now. The ZGMF-1017 Guy's Ginn is a temporary mobile suit used by Guy before he attained the blue frame. Like a hacker in his computer, Guy will use and dispose of a mobile suit each mission. Extra thrusters have been added and some of the armor has been removed to make the unit lighter and faster. Because of less armor, it is not wise to remain in heavy fire for too long. It is designed for hit-and-run missions mainly. The fin has been removed and an additional mono-eye sensor exists on top of its head. Creepy looking. It is also equipped with 2 armor Schneider combat knives and a 500mm recoilless rifle. Guy's mission is to act as a negotiator for the Alliance to try to reclaim the Artemis. He must leave his mobile suit outside of the Umbrella. They head to the fortress to find Commander Garcia acting as a gimp for a pirate named Anston. Guy makes this very simple for them. Release Commander Garcia and their lives will be saved. The pirate Anston is frustrated that Guy thinks he is in a position to say something like that. That is when the Umbrella turns off. In the Artemis control room, Loretta Azure is taking care of business. She simply snuck on board with no thrusters so she wouldn't be picked up on radar. The remaining members of Serpentel comes in on a shuttle. Guy yada-yadas and tells the pirates what's up. That is when Serpentel comes crashing into Artemis, literally ripping a hole in the fortress. Air begins leaking. Elijah launches in his custom Ginn. Guy gets in the ship and launches in the Astray blue frame. He goes in and attacks and defeats the pirates. Their mission is complete. Everyone is currently at a crossroads. Since last, Orb was destroyed and the 3 ships alliance was formed. Serpentel is monitoring the 3 ships and notes they are on the move. On the Kusanagi, Etika Simmons is talking to Gene Carey. I still don't know if it's Gene Carey or Jean Carey. Someone tell me. He is joining the 3 ships alliance and the Kusanagi Corps. He will end up piloting a white M1 Astray. Meanwhile, on board is Malkio's ward, Prayer Reverie. The Astray girls are gushing how adorable he is. Kazahana is on board as well and Prayer helps her. The Astray girls instantly understand that she is in love with him. The rest of Serpentel joins the Junk Guild via a video call. It seems that there is a pretty large squad heading their way. Elijah and Guy are nearby, but Lowe says that they should be able to handle it. They head out of the area and leave the 3 ships. Later on, a mobile suit looks over the 3 ships. This is Kennard Parnes in his Hyperion Gundam. He is currently trying to hunt down Kira Yamato and tracing the energy signature of a nuclear mobile suit. However, Kira isn't there at the moment. This is probably around the time that Atherin went to go talk to his dad and got shot. Zaft mobile suits stop Kennard. Suddenly, 2 more units come in. It is Guy in the blue frame, 2nd L, and Elijah in his custom Ginn. It is Serpentel's mission to destroy these Ginns. Kennard helps Guy and Elijah attack the units. Looking on the battle just so happens to be Jess Rabel in the Rental Reista capturing footage and trying to find Lacus Klein. This is before he receives the Astray outframe. How much does it cost to rent a mobile suit? Zaft is testing an experimental weapon which looks very much like a Proto-Genesis. While this is happening, one soldier is accidentally killed. His wife, Hannah, mourns his loss. Kenneth is trying to console the widow, but she wants to be alone at this moment. Elisa meets with him later. He's trying to get the widow of the man killed during the test to have his parts donated to the Junk Guild and into the hands of Lowe. Once again, Kenneth is trying to test him. The Junk Guild heads towards Dejima. During the end of the First Alliance plant war, the Junk Guild wasn't allowed to conduct any commerce within the plants. Dejima is a place outside of the plants where all business is conducted. Lowe notes that the Ginn they came to pick up was well maintained. Hannah, the widow, comes in and yells at Zaft for fixing this unit and to continue to use it as a weapon of war. But she has no authority or rank. Before leaving, she says, "You will regret this." They note that the black box and data is most likely melted into the unit from the accident. Hannah opens up a suitcase to reveal a bomb. Suddenly, an explosion occurs in the hangar. Lowe and Liam were lucky to get out of the area in time. They want to head to the port, but Lowe is going to head out in the red frame. Liam tells Lowe that this has nothing to do with him. Lowe wants to try to get that data disk. Hannah wasn't able to destroy the Ginn with the bomb, but she has more. Lowe parks his red frame and gets out next to her. She realizes that he is going for her husband's Ginn. Fire is about to hit a fuel pipe. They probably have 6 minutes before the next explosion. He goes in and grabs the black box from the Ginn when Hannah pulls a gun on him. Hannah doesn't want the data to get into the wrong hands, but Lowe tells her that right now, the data on this disk will most likely prevent another person from dying again. Without it, Zaft will most likely make the same mistakes again and someone will die in vain. He tells her she has to let the disk go. Metaphorically, it's about letting go of her husband, really. She finally has the courage to let go of her husband. The fire begins spreading faster. They need to get out of there. An explosion goes off and the red frame comes out of the blaze. Lowe has saved Hannah. He tells Kisato that he has the best luck in the cosmos. And that will do it for this episode. This manga is flying way faster and integrating other stories from the Astrayverse, which is also fun. Is it just me, or is Lo in this version a little bit more aggro and hot-headed, but just enough to have an excuse to put him in a JoJo pose? Also, I don't know when we will get to a Stray beat, so I added a lot of the guy's side stories to this. In our next episode, we got a brief description of how Lo and the Junk Guild got AI George Ginn, but it was brief. This manga will deep dive into the events leading up to the Junk Guild visiting Evidence 1 and how they received the GG unit. But that will do it for now, coordinators. Remember, in the future of the Cosmic Era, humans will still be making JoJo references. Peace.